Today, we're going to talk about a very sensitive topic in the United States, that topic being gun control. To start, we must fully understand what the Second Amendment is, how it works, its limitations, and the fact that a lot of people think it should be altered, while others view that it's an infringement with the Second Amendment. It's essentially tampering with the freedom. Some say guns are the problem, and others feel we should ban guns altogether. The fact of the matter is, it's a lot harder than most people think it is just to completely all of a sudden put a stop to gun violence. In order to do this, we're going to have to come to a certain agreement, and it's going to take steps. It's not going to happen overnight, unfortunately. For starters, we must look at the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. The amendment states, a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of the free state and the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. What is most important about this phrase to understand gun control are the last 14 words of the amendment. The right of the people to keep and bear arms. So naturally, taking a gun from someone or preventing one from purchasing one could be considered a violation of one's freedom. But like everything, there are loopholes to this. Today, I'm going to inform you on all aspects of gun control in the United States. Recently, we have seen a trend in gun violence in the past couple of years, with the death tolls is tragically spiking. And the guns are emerging in these tragedies we see, specifically designed for killing. And we are fully familiar with these tragedies. The Parkland shooting on December 14th, or December 4th, 2018, where Nicholas Cruz gained access to his former high school and killed 17 innocent people, ranging from student to teacher, using an AR-15 military-style weapon he illegally bought prior to his reckless actions. He was allowed to purchase this without a background check. Or how about on October 1st, 2017, when Stephen Paddock opened fire on the Route 29 Harvest Music Festival, where he opened fire from his Mandalay Bay hotel room on the concert, killing 58 people and more than 500 injured, using an AR-15 with a bump stock. He also managed to get 23 other guns into his hotel room on December 14th, where mentally ill Adam Linne went to Sandy Hook Elementary with a Brushmaster and killed 15 students, killing 27 people, mostly students, ranging from ages 6 to 7, and multiple teachers. There are many more tragedies like this, all equally devastating, like so. We must see people promising never again, or this is the last time among them President Trump. But yet, we see gun violence continue, and the government seems to be doing very little. So, we are going to address what the three branches of government are currently doing regarding gun control. On February 20th, shortly after the Parkland shooting, the Florida House of Representatives on the Susan debate debating several issues. The most important obviously being a motion to do a bill banning the sale of assault weapons, but instead deciding to drop the debate and instead debating passing a resolution that would declare porn dangerous. They basically identified porn as a bigger health risk than gun violence. While in other recent news, in Florida, infamous Senator Marco Rubio claims he has a new bill he's going to introduce the Cordell line this would require the FBI to alert local law enforcement if someone within their jurisdiction who is banned from purchasing a gun tries to and fails a background check. They can then be prosecuted. He also mentioned red flag laws, where alarming law enforcement he could see a cool order to remove firearms from people suspect of posing a threat. He made this remark after Trump said he's against unlawfully revoking guns from citizens. And speaking of Trump, a week after the Parkland shooting, he directed the Justice Department to develop regulations that would ban bump stocks. He also added a statement saying the key in all of their efforts Also, I said in my remarks the other day after the school shooting is that we cannot merely take action that makes us feel like we are making a difference. We must actually make a difference. But one might ask, what has Trump actually done to make a difference so far? For starters, he claimed from now on the NICS were going to be very straight and that there would be a strong emphasis on mental health. The FBI looked into this, but there was never a follow-up, and local authorities were never notified with all this. Cruz was still able to purchase a firearm. It's ridiculous how our own government promised us change for Vegas, but following the tragedy of the Parkland students across the country don't even feel safe going into school anymore. I mean, how outrageous is that? Parents fear their very own children's safety is at jeopardy every day they go into school. We need change. We need it now. Some lawmakers are pushing for change to the gun laws, including universal background checks, following the fatal mass shooting in Parkland, Florida. While federal laws require background checks for sales of federally licensed dealers, unlicensed private sellers are not required to conduct background checks, although states can create their own laws. According to a poll, 24% of respondents identified themselves as NRA members. That means the total of 816 gun owners, 196 self-identified as NRA members. Of all 816 gun owners, 83% responded they support a criminal background check for everyone who wants to buy a firearm. For 196 who said they were NRA members, the poll showed that 72% supported background checks. That's a 7% margin. The NRA wants change on how we buy guns. While the NRA initially held back from the fray, that changed as spokeswoman debated survivors of the attack during a heated town hall, and then Wayne LaPierre, the group's chief executive, forcefully decried gun control advocates and the media for its coverage of the shooting. They don't care about our school children, LaPierre said Thursday morning near the start of the Conservative Political Action Conference in Oxon Hill, Maryland. They want to make us all less free. They really went out to say that they don't care about our kids. Meanwhile, Trump, who says he supports strengthening background checks, proudly supported the Second Amendment throughout his campaign for presidency, and also funds the NRA and takes funding from them. As far as the people can tell, whichever way the money is flowing is where the politicians of this country will go, even if it's worth putting our personal safety in jeopardy. Not only that, but the NRA views the NICS as an infringement to the people's freedom, yet the system is still incomplete. When a prospective gun buyer's name is submitted for a background check, the NIC staffers have only 3 days to compile any outstanding records. If their work is not concluded by then gun shops are allowed to sell the weapons to the buyer anyway. The resulting gaps in the nation's background check system is costing lives. The white supremacist shooter who killed 9 people at a black church in Charleston, South Carolina in 2015 was able to buy a Glock pistol because the FBI did not have a record of his drug arrest. We need to take action, and we need to take action now. We cannot continue to let gun violence tear our nation apart. It's time for the government to start taking this seriously and putting a stop to it. By strengthening gun laws, it's not a matter of freedom anymore. It's a matter of safety. If they do not put a stop to it, eventually gun violence will affect them or a family member. And hopefully they will finally realize what they're doing is wrong. The time is now. Stop waiting.